A UFC Mini World Cup would be the craziest, most fun thing ever. And here's the concept. And yes, it's obviously unrealistic, but it sounds fun. I've picked 4 nations which have the most exciting and talented fighters. Here's how it's going to work. There are 4 fighters on each team. Each fighter is numbered from 1 to 4. For example, Islam Makhachev from Team Russia is numbered 1. He will fight number 1 from Brazil in Charles Oliveira, number 1 from England in Paddy Pimblett, and number 1 from USA in Justin Gaethje. A win for a fighter gives them 3 points, a draw 1 point, and of course, a loss no points. 2 countries progress to the next stage after every fight has happened. Whichever 2 teams have the most points after these fights will go to the final to fight each other for the UFC Mini World Cup trophy. Okay, so here's the teams in full. From Russia, we have Islam Makhachev, who is number 1, Magomed Ankalaev, who is number 2, Ikram Aliskerov 3, and Movsar Evloev number 4. Brazil, we have Charles Oliveira as number 1, Alex Pereira number 2, Gilbert Burns 3, and Figueiredo number 4. England, we've got Paddy Pimblett as number 1, Tom Aspinall at 2, Leon Edwards at 3, and Arnold Allen at 4. USA is Justin Gaethje at 1, John Jones 2, Stephen Thompson 3, and Max Holloway 4. Numbered 1 fights are at lightweight, numbered 2 fights are at light heavyweight, numbered 3 fights are at welterweight, and numbered 4 fights are at featherweight. First up in the tournament, we've got Movsar Evloev versus Figueiredo, and this one is obviously going to be a good one. Evloev is still undefeated and looks like an absolute beast. His recent fight was a bit controversial against Allen, with the referee stopping the fight with the knee situation, and also the fight did seem like Allen won, but it was extremely close, and it could have went either way, honestly. Figueiredo has proved how good he is over the years, obviously having a lot of wins and a lot of experience. That being said, though, I do believe Evloev wins this one by decision, or maybe a submission. So right off the bat, Russia have earned themselves 3 points. Next up is Arnold Allen versus Holloway. Now, Arnold Allen has obviously shown how good he is and is definitely going to keep showing it. He had a 12-fight win streak, stopped by fighting Max Holloway, and then lost again to Evloev. He says he wants to be the best, so he'll fight the best. So you can't knock him for that. He was also super impressive in both recent losses. Like I said, he probably should have edged it against Movsar Evloev. Fighting Holloway, I honestly think it could be a draw, 1 point to both countries. Actually, maybe explaining each fight might take a while, so I'm just going to skip through some. I think Evloev draws with Allen, and then also beats Holloway via submission. Yes, I think he's that good. Holloway to draw with Allen and beat Figueiredo via TKO, Allen to beat Figueiredo and draw to Holloway. Like I said, which leaves Russia with 7 points, Brazil with 0, England with 5, and USA with 4. Next up, we have the numbered 3 fights. Kicking off with Ikram Aliskerov versus Gilbert Burns. Honestly, this one is so hard to call with it being at welterweight. Aliskerov is a beast. I think Aliskerov by TKO or submission. I think Aliskerov then beats Thompson and loses a close one with Edwards. I think Edwards beats Burns and also beats Thompson, which would be a crazy fight. I then think Burns beats Thompson via decision. This leaves Russia with 19 points, Brazil with 3, England with 19, and USA with 8. Numbered 2 fights. Now, these ones are crazy. First up, we have Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. This one goes the distance for me, and I think Ankalaev takes it. Yes, Pereira has been very impressive, but Ankalaev for me is extremely good, both great strikers, but with Ankalaev having more ground game, I'm leaning towards him. So, Ankalaev to win that. Next is Jones versus Aspinall, and I genuinely think Aspinall beats him. Jones has obviously been dealing with the injury, and I don't know how much that will affect him. And with Aspinall coming off the back of a historic win versus Pavlovich, I think Aspinall beats him via decision. I think Pereira draws with Aspinall and loses to Jones. I think Jones then beats Ankalaev. I think Ankalaev versus Aspinall then ends in a draw. This leaves Russia with 23 points, Brazil with 7, England with 24, and USA with 14. Number 1 fights now. Starting off with Makhachev versus Oliveira. The first fight, Islam put on an immense display and became champion. There's talks about a rematch too, which would be interesting. I do think Islam wins again in this tournament, maybe by decision this time instead of submission. Gaethje versus Pimblett, I'm giving to Gaethje. Pimblett gets a lot of unnecessary hate. In my opinion, he put on a dominant display in his recent fight, but Gaethje is a top-tier fighter right now. I think Oliveira beats Gaethje, and also Pimblett. I think Gaethje loses to Islam and then loses to Oliveira, like I said. Makhachev then beats Paddy also. This leaves Russia with 32 points, Brazil with 13, England with 24, and USA with 17. This now means England and Russia progress to the final. However, this time the scoring will be different. A fight won is 1 point, losing or drawing is none. I think Allen then beats Evlov as the first fight was so close and could have went his way. I then think Aspinall beats Ankalaev, but in really close fight, because it's at heavyweight too. I then think Aliskerov loses to Edwards, and Islam Makhachev beats Pimblett. This crowns England the winners of the Mini World Cup. I think overall, with more fighters per team, Russia would probably win. But yeah, from the few select fighters, I think it favors England in this 4-team tournament. Hope you guys enjoyed and didn't violently throw up at my casual knowledge. If you did enjoy, a like and subscribe would be appreciated.